back in your setup just a smidge for me.
The other thing I really felt I got a lot better consistency and power when I started gripping it harder to the, to the 7 that we talked about last time, which is kind of the last thing we spoke about. Helping to stabilize the club face quite a bit.
It really is kind of funny sometimes when I talk with some of my students that, just giving them permission to do something changes everything, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, I can do that. Oh, well, that changes everything.
That's like I said last time. I said, one of the things that you've done, I told John this, I said, he's a myth buster. he everything we've learned or taught or read on the YouTube or the internet or whatever it has in order to do our own fixes, right? He basically just busts all that up, and I said that's one of the things I like about it, is because you give me good reasons why to help me take all the noise out.
So let me ask you one other question. When you feel that twinge or feeling in your back, is it during the backswing, impact, or post swing?
Post swing, like right now. Literally right now. I can feel it right now.
Okay. But you can't feel it in the backswing, you can't feel it in impact?
Nope, it's not a sharp pain that happens. It's not a sharp pain that happens during the swing.
Okay.
I feel it tightening up right now. Literally, right at the same spot every time.
Okay.
I thought it was my shoes. I thought it was, a bunch of different things.
And point to me exactly where it is on your back.
Right there.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know if it's. I am trying to extend more. I'm trying to.
Here's
trying to get extend more.
Okay. Okay.
So that's what I thought. It may be something my body's just not used to.
Okay.
Because before, as you probably remember, I was a lot like this, right?
Yeah.
I was with alligator arms.
Okay.
Well, I'm trying to. When I try to, at least my vision is usually what I do is when I set up now, I was using a stick, but I don't do it anymore. But I pick a point about right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to extend over that point.
Okay.
Trying to get out here.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's causing, obviously, some stretching going on because I can't get there if I don't. Because I'm not used to doing that. Usually I'm coming,
okay.
I'm flying on the inside.
So I think we're on, to be honest with you, without puns intended, I think we're on the right path here, okay? Because two things that I see stand out to me that I would like to have a little bit different here is our club path is a little too far out to the right, which would cause that reaching issue.
Okay.
Okay. And then the other one that I see here a little bit is our low point is a little too far down.
So this side.
Yes.
Over here. Yeah.
Yes. So I would like to see that at about a 5 or a 6, not a 7, right?
Right.
And what's our attack angle here, right? Our attack angle with this is supposed to be about 2.5. Look how far down that is. So to me, that tells me that we're hitting right into the ground, which could be a very jarring action, especially if we're hitting off mats for quite a bit, right? To our back, hands, wrists, and elbows.
I haven't taken deeper divots.
Deeper
on the
divots.
grass, yeah.
Okay, so that's why I'd like to kind of see maybe a little bit more of less of a path out to the right. Okay, so less less of trying to extend over this thing here, and maybe something a little bit more just straight over the ball.
Okay.
Okay, but the big thing I'm seeing here is that your path is just getting so far out to the right that I think that's what's making you go like this.
Okay.
Right, so if I kind of turn my back to you just for a sec, right, and I'm going here, right, you
Yeah.
can see where that pressure point's going to be right here, right?
Exactly right. Yeah.
So I would much rather see you swinging down the line and getting maybe closer or back to more of a finish of where we were a little bit to ease off that pain a little
Okay.
bit. Does that make sense?
Yeah, maybe like I said, something's created it because some part of this swing has created that issue because I haven't had that issue ever before.
Yeah, I think that's just because our path is going so far out to the right now.
All right.
So I would much rather see our path be at, you know, a 2, maybe a 3, right? Closer to a 0 than 7. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're
So
gonna,
at what point?
Mhm.
At what point? Because I like to think of swing thoughts. At what point should I think of that left hip firing behind me? Because I'm thinking here, so that I've got it completely behind me at impact.
try to give you a good answer here, right? So a few things here. It's just not the hip firing out of the way, right? It's got to be here. I got to stomp. I've got to load into this side, press into it, right? As I'm coming down, there's a little timing right here. But really, that left hip is going to get really out of the way once I start to get my hand closer to my
Okay.
right thigh here. So right here, then it really starts to turn. So let's take a look at like John Rahm real quick so you can see him.
Because I feel like, as you're doing that, I feel like when I think about, and maybe this is something to work on, when I think about this shit, because I've tried this thing, and it seems like that's when my head moves out of the circle, you know? But when I go like this, my head stays in the circle.
Okay. Okay.
So it's this sequence of, okay, I get this, and I think that I like it because whenever I do that and my head doesn't move or something, or timing's up or whatever it is,
Mhm.
a lot more strength into the ball. I mean, there's a ton more strength into the ball.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is great because I feel like this is the whole body hitting through the shot,
Mm-hmm.
right? But there's no power into the ball. It's how fast can I turn my lower body,
Gotcha. Gotcha.
you know? And sometimes that's great.
It is, but we're missing a power point, right?
That's what I'm thinking.
Right. We're missing. You know, it's just not about the lower body, is it?
That's what I'm figuring out. Although I've had no lower body my entire life, so therefore it's like, okay, this is good. I like this sequencing, but I feel like I'm missing this. I'm missing the power piece. But every time I try to put the power piece in, my head goes that way.
Well, I want you to kind of think. Maybe if we think about this, and we'll take a look here, right? I'd much rather have the idea of you. You know, this is what they kind of talk about: is that you get here like this, and as you get here, and then you start to swing down. Instead of having that feeling like I'm turning like this, I want you to feel like as you press, now I'm going to start to jump up and extend.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
And maybe feel like I'm moving back.
Yes, it will make you move back.
Okay.
Okay, so once I start to do this, right, when we watch, let's just say Scotty Scheffler, right, when he does this, and he goes back, doesn't he, right? But what he's doing is he's getting here, and then he's unloading all that energy. That leg starts to come up, right?
Yeah.
And then he starts to, and then this foot kind of comes back, and crazy stuff starts to happen, right? But you'll never see Scotty do this, where he gets into the front side, he goes like this.
Right.
I've never seen him do that.
The Lee Trevino thing.
Right? He doesn't do the Lee Trevino at all. He's more like Jack, where he's like this, and he's extending and throwing out, right? And what you're going to get, right, is you're going to get that little parabolic acceleration that when I get here, and then when I jump up, right, there's this force that's given to this club, and then boom,
Yeah.
as it releases. Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
Okay.
And you know, I feel like I've experienced that a few times,
Okay.
but don't know why.
Okay.
Except I feel like I'm putting pieces of it together
Mm-hmm.
but it's not happening in a way that I can process it every time.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So that's, you know.
So let me kind of just show you what we're kind of talking about here. Okay. So instead of, right, so as I get in here, I press down like this. I don't need to I don't really need to keep turning out of the way, right? At this point, everything's coming down here. I need to kind of jump and get out of the way. As I start to come up, the club starts to accelerate faster. So watch me. Watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to kind of do a little jump here with this guy. Did you see what I did?
Yeah.
Okay? Watch me again. All right, now if I really need speed, this is what I'm going to do.
Okay.
All right. Does that give you somewhat of an idea there?
I think.
All right, one more time. Okay. Here, two.
Okay.
Okay. See how I come up?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's take a look at John like we said here, right? Here, here, and then watch his left leg go right up as he starts to get in here to go. All right, so right here, that left leg really starts to extend right now. Boom, and he's coming up.
Okay.
Okay, let's take a look at you here.
So I'm not turning very good, I can see.
All right, so what I would suggest we need to do, adjust, you see how you're getting just a little bit ahead here?
Yep.
Okay, so that's where our low point's coming.
So when I feel that,
Mm-hmm.
that's about the time I go, okay, I'm getting ahead. I need to turn my hips faster and stay within this line. Stay within this box.
Okay,
If
okay.
I do that, then I'm not going to move ahead. See, at this point, if I'm already, my hips already turned at that point, I can mentally think I can get my hips, and I do this much better with the driver than I do with the irons. I'm all. That's a bad swing. I'm already turned at that point.
Mhm.
That's late for me right there. I can feel that's late.
Right, so what we want to kind of feel here, right, as we go. Okay. So here's my question to you. All right, John doesn't even really do it as well, but one thing I kind of like to kind of see here is this left shoulder get back a little bit more
Yeah.
behind. Okay.
Definitely, if I saw that, it's not getting back. It should be kind of like right there.
All right, so
It's not getting far.
we want to have the feeling, and it doesn't actually happen, but we want to feel like this left shoulder gets over our
Right.
left heel. Okay, that's the feeling that we want to kind of have
Right.
right there. So that's one thing I see right there. Now, when we get here, I think what's happening is now we've put pressure into this leg here.
Mhm.
At this point,
Mhm.
we don't need to keep going forward. Okay? We put the pressure in there, and now what we need to do is we need to have that feeling like this leg's starting to go up.
Okay.
Okay? So instead of having this slide, so you kind of slide, 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 slide. Now we're kind of where we're at. Now we're just going to rip our hips through there. to try to square up the club face. Okay? Does that make sense, Big Guy? Okay. So first things first, set up for me. Okay. All right, so up to the top of the backswing for me. Okay. Does that feel like that shoulder's over that left foot or right foot?
No, it doesn't feel that way, but I could probably go, I can't go much further than that at this point.
Okay. Better.
Okay, that's a lot higher than I usually take it.
Correct. So if I get here, I'm going to have less shoulder turn available to me. Here, I can get that there.
Okay.
Okay? Good. Set up again for me. There you go. Okay? There you go.
Okay.
Much better.
It's a whole lot different, but yeah, that's good.
Okay?
I didn't know I could do that. I didn't know I could go that high and
Yeah.
keep it in plane.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Once again, go again. Mm-hmm. Good.
Okay, cool.
Okay? And I promise you, that's not as high as what you think it is. Right? I mean, it's definitely higher than what you're used to, that's for sure.
Yeah, usually I'm here.
Now, here we go. Go again. Okay. So go ahead and do it again for me. Mm-hmm. Good. Okay. Okay. So now you got your right arm in a good position where it's down, not getting out and away from you. Okay. The left arm now is going more along the shoulder line than under it. Okay. And now we can see we're getting more of a flat left wrist here. Then when it gets stuck inside, then we start to make some compensation for where our shoulders are.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's great.
All right. So just give me a couple swings here. Don't worry about the ball. Okay. Just kind of give me a couple swings and get used to that feel.
Okay.
Does that hurt the back?
No, it's just, the back is hurting no matter what at this point in the game, so we'll get through this.
How's it feel as far as speed goes?
Not there yet. Hang on a second.
Okay.
Just getting used to the. Feels better now.
Okay. Let's take a look. Take a look at this guy real quick. All right. Look where that club is. It's out in front now. Really good. Okay. Good. Good. Okay. So you see how you're getting your arms up?
Seems like it.
Okay, good. All right, so in theory, right, if I can get my arms up a little bit higher, right, I should be able to create a little bit more speed. I should be able to drop that club inside a little bit easier. It shouldn't be so hard for me to get to the inside part of the ball. Does that make sense a little bit?
Yeah, they make sense.
Okay. hopefully that'll start getting us swinging more down the target line than out to the right.
Low point came way back, 3.4.
Good. Okay, so
-4.
right club path is less.
Less,
Okay, low point isn't as much, right?
right, yeah.
So I'm seeing good stuff as far as what we're trying to fix there. Okay.
That went all back to shit, didn't it?
Yeah, we got a low point back down, attack angle down a little too much. So, yeah, there you go, good. Better. Mm-hmm.
And it feel good. There's a lot. Thinking about too much.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Club path's doing better, low point. Just got to close that face just a smidge for me, okay?
Negative 5 point, no, club path was 4.1.
Mm-hmm. So your path is getting better. I'd like to see that at about a 2.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Your low point's getting better. Okay. I'd like to see that probably at about a 4, but not a 7. Right. That just tells me that you're hitting down on it and not through the ball. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Good.
So perfect, it didn't register.
Zeroed it out, man.
I zeroed it out. Surprised the crap out of it, apparently. Yeah, it's all over the road, isn't it?
How's the back feeling? That's more.
It actually doesn't feel near as tight right now,
Okay,
so
good.
that's a positive. So
That's good. Okay.
not really doing any, I don't feel like I'm doing any, downward pressure. I'm worried more about thinking more about my arms than anything else.
Okay. Kind of come, let's do a drill real quick, kind of get a feel for that. Okay. Because you're still not really getting that shoulder back. You can see that, can't you?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's do this. Let's do a drill here real quick, get a feel for that. This guy right here. This guy, let me put that club down real quick. Put this right across our shoulder line just as so. There we go, good. This guy. All right, I want you to turn that rod past this rod.
Like in my setup?
You're good in your setup. Just get that thing to point past this point. There you go. Okay.
No, why can't do it? Why doesn't that happen when I'm in?
Because we need to do more of this drill. All right, we got to get used to this feeling. Yep, there you go. Good.
Is it because, I mean, it's easy to do that with this way. But with the club in the hand, doesn't do that. Why not?
Because we got to stretch. We got to believe that we can turn. We got to know that we can turn this far behind it and still turn back towards it. Right now, what I see is a person that when he turns, okay, what I kind of see here is a person that when he turns, he doesn't want to lose sight or anything of that ball.
Exactly.
Okay, you've got to lose control to gain control.
Okay.
Okay,
So I think that's the reason. You answered the question. Okay, so now what? So right now, so I'm staring at the ball.
Okay, you don't. Better. Okay, so turn right there, stay right there. Good. Okay. Take that. Okay. There you go. All right. Feels like we're a long ways away from that ball right there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. But you can tell that we've really turned our back to the target now. Now we've got things in a good position.
Okay.
Okay. So here, let me just show you something here real quick. Stand right over there. Okay. Now we all have heard the idea that we got to keep our eye on the ball, right? Got to stay focused on it, right? Okay. I'm going to close my eyes. Did I hit the ball?
Yeah.
Do I need to see the ball?
No.
Okay. That's my point, okay? The ball's not going to move on us, right? So we can take an aggressive turn back behind it, right? So here, see where I'm at? Okay. My head, if I really was looking at something, it'd be over here, right? Does that make sense a little bit? Now I know where it's at, right? And I'm moving at 1/1000th of a second or whatever it is, right? But I definitely need to have that feeling like I'm turning back behind it, right, and getting through. For what I see with you right now, it's kind of more like this. Like I'm going to keep my eye on that ball the whole time through. So just allow yourself to rotate and turn, right? Here, now I just got down and through. The ball's going to be there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think it's the feeling of where my head needs to be. You know, I can move it, I can rotate it 30 degrees this way and be okay, as opposed to
right, yeah. which is limiting your shoulder turn,
Yeah.
which is in turn, you know, if I don't have much of a shoulder turn, where's my angle of attack? It's straight down, and that's why I hear out of your club every time. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
So let's take a look at John here real quick, okay? And
We've
it's-
actually talked about this before, so we'll just reincorporate the discussion. So.
Yeah. So if I look at John right now, right? If I look where he's at right there. Right, so his bill of his cap is pointing over here now,
Yeah.
right? He's still keeping his head somewhat in the hub. And the reason I like John and having him compared next to yours is because he doesn't move nearly as much off the ball as most. So he's kind of more like you, kind of staying more centered right there, okay? But you can still see from where his head started to where it moved, right, through.
Yeah.
Right, now he doesn't get as big a shoulder turn as other people like Rory and all that, and that's why I like him, as far as that's concerned. But I like.
I don't. My head going back is literally on a nail.
Yeah.
It's not moving at all.
Right. If anything, it's moving closer to the target, right? Okay. So set up for me real quick. Okay. So go ahead and slowly take the club back for me. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Now that I'm sure that feels a lot easier on the body, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Okay. You're not feeling any of that pain back here now, are you?
Right. No.
Okay. This might be contributing to what our pain is. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I'm doing that, and I can feel that immediately strain that back.
Okay. So we're on to the right point right now. Okay. So allow that head to kind of turn. And that's going to be a big thing. Yeah, there you go. Now just turn through. Good. Okay. Yep. Yep. Oh, yes. Okay. Hold on. Let's not get too excited for the ball yet, partner. I know you're anxious, all right? Okay. Here's the drill that you're going to do for right now for a second. You're going to turn, you're going to make a backswing, you're going to look at the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And then when you follow through, you're going to look at the screen. Okay? Yep. No. Good. Once again, turn back, look at the screen. Okay? One more time. One more time, and then I want to ask you a question. Good. Made good contact. You hear the little sweep at the bottom? Wasn't it? Onto the ground. 1. 2. How does the back feel when we're making this motion?
Good.
That's key. That's number 1. What we're trying to figure out today. Okay. So I think having an understanding that the head, you know, as I kind of turn, right? See where my head's at? See where the bill of my cap is? It's over here. When we look at you, it'd be like this.
Right.
Right? And I can feel that pain in my back right there now that I'm just doing that.
Yeah.
So I can see where that would be coming into play. All right, yep. Good. Yep. Yep. And then just turn through. All right. Good. Get used to the feeling, right, when we're practicing and doing these things, that I don't have to stare at the ball, right? Get used to that feeling. Yeah, right? That club's coming right back down to the low point for us. There you go. Much better. I didn't know you were going to hit a ball, but that's even better.
Felt good.
Good. So let's take a look at this guy. You don't see the head diving into the ball,
No.
do you? Okay. Much better job on the turn back. Look at how much more shoulder turn that is.
Oh yeah.
That's huge. I got one. No, I don't have one of that. But how does that feel? Does that give you an understanding? Okay.
Yeah, so now the next question is, I noticed how much because I emphasized it obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
When I came back, I mean, I was like that. I really just need to be looking like right there, right?
Yeah, I mean, our field of vision, yeah. So it's going to feel like, for me, and this is for me, right? When I look at the ball, I'm kind of looking out the bottom of my eyes, right? When I turn up to the top, it's kind of my peripheral vision out of my left eye, okay? Where I've got a sense of where it is, right? Then I come on down, both eyes basically capture it through. Then at this point, it's basically my right peripheral eye catching whatever's here as I come through. Okay, good. Allow that head to move, yep. All right, arms up a little bit, right? Yep, there you go. Good. That's going to give us a greater range of motion. Good. Now you're turning back behind the ball.
Okay.
Good. Let's give him another chance here. Yeah. Yeah, allow that head to kind of move just a little bit. Let it kind of move with the shoulders. Much better movement. Much better movement. The thing I like about all these balls so far, your low point hasn't gone to 7, okay?
Mhm.
Your path is getting a little far out to the right a little bit, okay?
Mhm.
That's why it's sending out to the right. But the big thing is that you're getting your face to close to your path, though, which means that you're getting those nice little baby draws back towards our line, not that pull hook.
Mhm.
Any questions right now?
No?
Okay, everything feeling okay? How's the back feeling? Good?
Good. Good.
Okay,
I don't
that's-
feel like there's a knife sticking in it.
Good, good. Okay. All right, allow that head to rotate a little bit with the shoulders. Good.
when I feel like I'm impacting the ball much more solidly.
Here's the big thing I'm seeing right here. Your smash factor numbers are up by 14. You're at like 120, 105 at some. Now you're at 134, which tells me that we're making that impact that you're talking about.
Yeah.
As a result.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm clearly hitting the ball. I feel like I'm clearly hitting the ball first, even though I'm still a little bit ahead. But I think maybe the other thing is that now that I'm feeling more comfortable with that, now I feel like I'm moving into it a bit more.
Yeah.
So that's probably what's causing a low point to be up at there.
That's okay.
So
I'm fine. My coach likes me at about 6, right? I like being at about 4 or 5, to be honest with you, but being 6 is good. At 7 is too much. That just tells me that we're too far down. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So if I press and come up a little faster, that number should go down.
Probably. I mean, it just depends on how much you shift and turn out of it, right? But I mean,
Yeah.
okay. But being at a 6.5 is fine. That's where we need to kind of be. The big thing I'm seeing now is that everything is staying in this window right here of play.
Yeah.
Right? So for me, right, you're playing right now pain-free, right?
Yeah.
And I'm right here, then we're doing what we need to do for today's session. Does that make sense, big guy?
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's the big thing, is that now we're playing pain-free and everything's kind of staying close to our target line.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay. So things to work on. Got it. So the other thing that I wanted to make sure we brought up is going back to the driver. I mean, I feel like I'm hitting the driver pretty well,
Okay.
for me.
Okay.
Although few of these swing changes may change that, and we're not going to do that today. So when I'm setting up to the driver, just pretend this is a driver, I'm setting up to it, then I'm getting like this, like we talked about last time. I'm making sure I'm where I'm solid as I can be over my feet.
Okay, good.
And I'm doing the little thing here. So when I'm up to the driver, I'm this.
Too tilted.
Too tilted.
Too tilted. That might be because of the iron that we got, but grab the driver. Let's take a look at the setup. Okay? But that looks like it's too tilted away for me. Okay?
So just this is my normal setup with the driver. I'm doing this number. I'm making sure the grip is right.
Perfect. Good.
I'm going into it. I'm setting it to a target that I've identified in front of the ball.
Prearranged. Good.
I do about that. The last thing I do is I do this. And I try to make sure my shoulder is over my knee.
Okay. Set up for him.
So then I also make sure this is pointed at my belly button. That's the other thing.
Okay.
For me.
So here's the issue that we're going to have here. Okay, you see where the ball's at?
Yeah.
Okay. See where your shoulder's at?
Yeah.
Okay. We need to get this ball in line with this shoulder.
Okay.
So we need to get this shoulder. There you go.
Okay. So
There
further
you
back.
go. Yeah, I get further back, whatever it's going to feel like for you, right?
Yeah.
But now we've got this ball in line with this shoulder.
Okay.
That's going to drive consistency way up.
It also squares my club face, because the other thing I was doing is my club face to me has always looked close.
Yes, because you're too far this way.
Okay.
Now you're in a good position. Okay? So reference points, right? Most instructors will tell you to put it one ball inside your left heel or two balls inside your left heel. The big thing that we have to kind of be concerned about is making sure that I have a straight line. Okay, I'll show you right here. I have a straight, consistent line from my left shoulder through my shaft to my club face. Okay? This is my pivot point right here. This is my junction box right here. If I get this here, right, then my face has got to be closed, and then I'm going to hit up on it too much.
Okay.
Skyball. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay. So let's go through that.
Okay. So
I won't hit. I'm not going to go through the hit. I'm not going to have that thing we had last time, because I feel actually pretty good over the driver.
Okay, that's good. But that's the only thing I see with the setup, and you don't need to reach underneath your thing. You're fine right there. You're fine right there. Just bring your hand in. Perfect.
Okay.
You're perfect. Don't need to worry about the hand thing underneath the chin or any of that stuff. That is absolute textbook right there, pal. Let me take a picture of that for you.
Good.
All right. All right. So chin can probably come down just a little bit.
Mhm.
Doesn't need to be so far up. Okay. But that's as much shoulder turn and tilt as we need.
Okay.
Because when you're getting that thing there, you were really down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Now, look, that, I don't know what that is. Right? Now this ball is in line with your left shoulder.
Okay.
Okay, that's the big thing for you, Mike, is making sure that when you line up, you feel like your shoulder is in line with that ball. Yep. And then where does that put it? It puts it in a great spot where our feet are. Yep. 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 You're perfect there, buddy.
I like it.
That's solid right there. All right. Do me one little favor though. Set up again. Go back to the backswing for me. There you go. Okay. Allow your chin to kind of turn just a little. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I gotta make, that's something I'm gonna have to figure out. Okay, I'm gonna have to pick a point here. I'm gonna have to pick a point here. I gotta have something to look at.
I got you.
Because otherwise, I'm gonna do that because that's the natural tendency.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if I do that,
Yeah. So
That
now
should
you've
be
got a
okay.
chance as you swing. Right. Come on down and swing on down through. Try not to get. Now your head's going to stay behind that. So much chance of staying behind that now than it would before.
yeah, because I'm not driving this head.
Correct. The head doesn't start at 0, right? And then have to go back to -2,
Yeah.
right? You're going to go from 0 to +2
Okay.
every time, right? But if I set up at 0, turn back to -2,
Yeah.
I can stay at -2 for a little bit, then come to 0, and then go.
Yeah. No, it makes perfect.
Does that make sense?
Sure,
I mean,
yeah.
whatever the numbers might want to be.
No, I get it though. I get that. Okay, good.
All right, perfect. All right. Any questions? Anything else I can?
No, that's beautiful. Beautiful
Okay.
as always. So I'll work on all this stuff.
Okay.
Hopefully we'll have some good real life action.
Absolutely.
The other thing I want, when I come back next time,
Yeah.
I want to talk about, because I suspect this will work stuff out, which is great. I want to talk about what I need to do with this driver in terms of the right shaft.
Okay.
Because I feel like even when I was hitting it well,
Mm-hmm.
now I'm thinking, okay, is it too spinny? What is it? What's going on? Am I at my? Because I was fitted to that many years ago.
Okay.
So that was different back then.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the question is this the right? Is this getting me? Because I think my spin. What's the good spins are like in 2000s, less low 2s.
Yeah, so you're looking at 22 to 2900 is about optimal spin for most of those guys out there on the tour.
I suspect I'm probably in the 4000s.
Okay.
3,500 to 4,000. So I feel like I'm not getting. I feel like there's some. Because I feel like the swing, or my swing, is mechanically much more sound than it
Okay.
was.
Mm-hmm.
So now I want to make sure that my equipment is now optimizing, is optimal for my swing.
Absolutely.
So now I'm thinking, okay, is my driver has the right shaft in it? I mean, I feel fine with the head, and the head maybe I'm not really in the, spending,
Well-
$500 for a new club, but I do think is there another shaft I should be in that's better suited to me?
Yes, I think we could definitely get you in something that's probably, I would probably suspect I'd get you out of a stiff flex.
Yes.
I'd probably get you in a regular flex. I probably would take it from 55 grams to probably about a 60 or maybe 65 gram shaft. That way it's a little bit heavier. Because when I feel this club, for me, I feel more weight in the butt than I do the head, which means that tells me a few things, right? This grip is very heavy,
Yeah.
number one, okay? Which has a lot of feel for what we have. So with that being said, with probably a bigger grip that you probably like, a mid-size or a standard,
That's a mid-size, yeah.
then I'd probably put more weight in the head. Does that make sense?
Sure.
So we start to balance out that feel. And then the other thing I would definitely highly suggest is that feels like an eel in my hands. That is so slick.
Oh yeah.
That grip's got to go. I would get
These
rid
grips
of
aren't that old. That's okay. No, I get it.
But it's not the age, it's how much we use them.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm definitely using it a lot more now.
Correct. So that's the thing, is that if we're practicing every day or something like this, we're probably going to need to change out our grips probably every 6 months or something like that.
That's cool.
Especially with the driver, right? Because you're a guy that really likes to practice with the driver quite a bit. And and the other part is that with some of these grips, they hold on to all that oil into the grip, and then it starts to get into it and starts to decay it all and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So,
I have no problem. I replace my grips.
Do you do them yourself?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've probably done it. I actually replace it for at least once a year, not twice a year, because I haven't been playing until now as much as I have. But 6 months, yeah, and I can feel it on some of my more used clubs versus my less used clubs.
Yeah.
Oh, this is pretty slick, but you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've been replacing my own grips.
When you clean your grip, do you clean your grips at all?
That I don't do.
Okay. So that's what I would suggest doing. Is start cleaning the grips. They'll start getting some
just
of the oils out.
just like a mild soap water.
Yep.
Okay.
Mild soap and water. Just clean that off a little
Yeah,
bit.
I probably should do that.
And that will start getting those oils off of it, because that's what gets it really slick.
Yeah.
And I can't grip it, or my hands are really sweaty. Well, that didn't help that we're holding an eel in our hands trying to get everywhere, right? So I would clean those probably after every round if we could.
Okay.
Clean them off, and I guarantee you, when you look at those things, you'll be like, ugh, I'm throwing that towel away.
So as far as getting into another shaft, how do we do that? I mean, obviously this is one you can just take on and stick on. It's replaceable. Is that something that you and I can do, or is this something I need to go to Golf Superstore or whatever?
Probably Golf Superstore, but let me just check and see if I have, because you've got a ping. He's got this old club fitting cart here that I was hoping we had some old driver shafts here, but we don't have iron shafts.
So I would go to this golf place, whatever, and say, hey, look, I want to get fit into a better shaft, and maybe keep the same head. I really don't think the head's a problem, honestly. I mean, I don't know what you think, but I feel like that's fine. I'm more concerned about my shaft.
Ping makes a great club right there. I mean, the only thing that you're really going to gain out of a new head is maybe a few extra yards, which they're really not that much. You know what I mean? It's maybe 4 or 5 yards.
A little more of a trampoline off the face.
Correct.
Exactly.
The other thing that they're really trying to zone in now, because they've gone as far as they really can with the driver now. Now it's just, how can we make it as forgiving as possible?
Right.
I mean, they're changing weights and all kinds of compositions and stuff like that. So that's really the only thing. But if your swing's good and I've got a good shaft, right, then I could swing a 1982 Wilson club head if I needed to.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And
that's exactly what I was thinking.
Right.
Is exactly the same thing. And then I don't know. I mean, I've had those Wilsons for, I don't know, 15 years now, 10 or 15 years. I'm not unhappy with them, and especially, I mean, my guess, I could probably get a set that has a little more distance on it. It's a 7-iron. In real life, when I'm out on the course, I'm hitting, my 7-iron goes right about 150. My 6-iron goes about 160. My pitching wedge goes 120. And my 8-iron goes about 135. My 9-iron goes 130.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm pretty consistent on all that stuff. Have been for a long time.
Yeah, I mean,
could I get more out of it? Maybe. But I don't know if unless I'm playing just super great courses that I need, to hit a 7-iron, 165. I'll just pull out a 5-iron.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, those are highly playable clubs. They're very forgiving clubs,
Yeah,
those
they
Wilsons. We had those in the shop for a number of years when we were selling clubs. Good set of clubs. I mean, they rank right up there with the Callaway Apexes or the Shrixons that
Yeah.
they're making that are more forgiving and stuff like that. So they run right along in that parallel line right there. So to be honest with you, the head's got a lot of life left in it. It's just shafts, really.
Yeah, and again, these are just and I believe these are regular shafts.
Yeah.
Can't really remember.
KBS, yeah. What do you got here?
Yeah, or regular. So these are just regular shafts. So there's not
these
really.
are 90 or 80.
Looks like an
80. So 80 grams. So yeah, for me, if I were to say, hey, let's go pick something off the rack, I'd probably go put a regular flex in there, something that's going to be easier for you to turn over a little bit softer tip, something that's going to get the ball up a little bit higher, stuff like that. But you're a big, strong guy, so I probably would stay out of the 50 gram range and probably more in the 60 gram range right there. So the club will have more weight to fall behind you. Instead of it gets too light, then we want to jump on it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
If you want to go to the Superstore, you can. I've got a guy that I can recommend to you. He's out in Feathers Sound. I've worked with him for a number of years. We worked at the same shop for a number of years, actually.
And that's the other thing that I worry about. I'm going to go to one of these PGA Superstores. I'm going to get some kid or whoever. I know they've been trained. I get all of that. But
Yeah.
I want someone who's really, and I'd rather do that, what you just recommended, than go and luck of the draw of, does this guy really know what he's doing, or is he just trying to fit me into an expensive club?
Correct.
I'm not interested in that.
Yeah, is the TrackMan, souped up to Colorado? Am I up
Yeah,
to Colorado as I'm hitting these balls? Like,
yeah, we're 7 pings
woo,
today.
hit it
So
360, man.
How did that happen? I know. Yeah, I'm always
You know.
worried about that. So
I have seen that at the store. I've got one of my buddies that worked up there, and he said that, he said, one guy, he put the elevation to Mexico City, and the guy said, man, this is the greatest drive I ever had, and hit 350, and the guy's just laughing because he's like got him at the altitude of Mexico City. He's like, hey, let's go to Colorado. He's hitting at 325. He's like, wow, this is great.
he gets out on the red on the course, he hits at 220.
Yeah, exactly. Why am I here in Florida hitting at 222?
Have you watched the new series Stick?
Yes.
The very first scene where he's selling this great driver to this guy, and he sells it, goes for $1,700. Okay, I'll take it.
Right, your country's strong. I'm looking for you if we're in the middle of a hurricane. You can't get that body in the gym, he says.
My wife says I'm too. No, you're not. You're perfect.
Perfect. So, but that's what I would kind of work on. Allow your head, I think the big thing is for our session today, make sure that you allow your head to turn a little bit.
Yeah.
Allow it to turn with your shoulders. And that's going to be a very unsettling, uncomfortable feeling to begin with. But once you get used to the idea that when I return back, the ball hasn't moved, nothing's gone, and I can really shift into that left side hard and aggressively, where I think we're having that issue of where do I fire, where do I come through, that's where that's all starting from. Right
I think you're right. And my back is not hurting right now.
Good.
Whereas just the warm-ups, it was hurting.
Good. And that's the big thing is I want to know where we're feeling pain at, because that's telling me somewhere in this process something's not right.
That's why I brought it up, because two things. One, I wasn't doing that, but also I was having to fire this hip way early.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to get everything online, I literally was firing the hip here.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I need to do that. I think I need to, even with the driver, come into it, then fire the hip. And
But if you've shifted back behind it and let your head kind of go, then you have that extra room to come through.
That's huge. Yeah,
right?
No, that's big, because, I was learning to do that. And I was okay with it because the result was very good for me.
Yeah.
But I was worried because I go, man, every time I got off the course, my back was in pain. It took me the rest of the day to get over it.
Yeah. And I don't want you in pain.
That's not well, I shouldn't be in pain. I've never been in pain before.
No.
Relative to the golf swing. So I was going, something's not right. But maybe this is just me adjusting to the new swing. Well, apparently I was doing something wrong. So I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
And that's a learning process, right? We blow your mind one more time.
Always. Always. All right.